Bechamel, also known as a white sauce, is one of the 5 classic mother sauces. A bechamel consists of flour, butter, and milk. Classic uses of a bechamel are moussaka, lasagna, and macaroni and cheese. Because of the delicate flavor of a bechamel sauce, you can make a parsley sauce, a caper sauce, a mustard sauce, and a wide variety of other sauces. One of the classic derivatives is a sous vide sauce, which is made from pureed onions. These onions are cooked slowly in batter until they achieve a sweet texture. One of the most extravagant preparations is a cardinal sauce, which you add lobster, butter, and some truffles if you wish. Making a bechamel. There's one little cute trick that we do when infusing the milk. So we take half an onion, and then we take some cloves, and we stud it into the bay leaf. This way it's just easier to pick out when you're done, right? So we place it into our milk. Let this infuse on a low heat for about 5 minutes. This is our most important stage. We want to begin by making our roux. We add our butter. It's important that your butter does not burn because this will affect the color of your roux. And I would also recommend you use unsalted butter to avoid over-seasoning your final product. Once your butter is melted and you've got a slight bubble happening, add all your flour all at once. Then whisk. So what you're looking for here is to achieve a sort of a dough. So that will come together nicely. That's what you want. You want everything to come away from the bottom of the pan. It's very important that you cook out the flour because the flour is essentially raw, and if you had to add this into your milk will taste like flour, and that's not what we want. So cook this out for a good 5 minutes. So I'm going to turn this off for a little bit and then strain my milk. I've just been infusing for a good 5 minutes. So the trick to adding milk to your roux is to add your milk in 3 parts. And this way you avoid any lumps and you get a nice silky sauce. So now we're going to bring our bechamel together. 1 part, this is your first part. This is just to get the process started. So it's important to keep whisking so this way you don't get any lumps. The first set of milk is just to get your bechamel going. It's all about patience. If you rush it, it won't come together nicely. So depending on the amount of roux you've made, that will determine how much milk you need. Let's just go for it now. Just do that. Then we whisk. It's important to get to the edges of your pan because that's where it tends to catch and burn. So as you can see, we get a nice paste going. And then we can continue to add milk to this until we get to our desired consistency. So once we've achieved our desired consistency, we let this simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. This is just important to cook out all the flour, and you need to continue stirring as vigorously as you can. So now we are at a good place now. So we season a bit of salt, some pepper, just a few tins, not too much. Stir that in. When you make any sauce, it's always important to constantly taste it, because sauces change by the day. The most classical seasoning in a bechamel is nutmeg, which is just a few. And I recommend you use fresh nutmeg because it's got a more pronounced flavor than the powdered stuff. A good way to see that your bechamel is ready is to lift it up. It will fall through all the gaps and there are no lumps inside. So once our bechamel is ready, we'll scrape down the sides. And then we take a little parchment lid called a cartouche, and we just place that over our sauce. This avoids any skin forming on top of the bechamel.